So you witnessed a Wellness Hour production.
Right.
What benefits do you see? Why they would want to go with like a 30-minute or long form advertising?
Well,
this is selfish of me to ask you this question.
Well,
I'm just curious.
It's okay.
I want your take. We didn't practice this.
Right. Well, my take is, I've done network TV advertising personally in my practice.
Okay.
And it was costing me 10 grand a week.
Wow.
10 grand a week. Did it give cases to the practice? Absolutely. But were those 30-second spots really that great for the money? No. No, it doesn't make sense anymore. So if there's other means, and this is a technology thing, there are ways, as you know, because you guys are the experts at this, and we're not going to really reveal that on the show, but there are ways to get a longer message now in front of more people for minuscule amount of money. It's laughable how inexpensive it is.
When people realize that you could buy a full half hour on TV, like hitting Montana, which Brewer Dental is over a $50 million a year practice, for $35 for primetime TV, Channel 8 at 7 o'clock at night, or Santa Barbara for $35, or $400 hitting all of LA, that 30-minute advertising, 30-minute long form, and these are real interviews, it's the doctor's truth as they see it, is an affordable way to get your message out there. And Stephen Covey, I love his line, he says, the trust is the new currency.
It is.
So how can you double trust? Well, this is one of those things.
Speed of trust is everything. In fact, that was Covey's last book, by the way. So speed of trust, you've got to put yourself in front of the patient and prospective patient mostly, in ways where they say, I like that guy. I want to go meet him, and I want him to do my dentistry. And the faster you can make that the fastest ways you can make that happen now are being on TV,
or video, or powerful video on your website.
Powerful video on the website, having phenomenal video patient testimonials, which hardly anyone does. But those kinds of things build that trust immediately.
You show them how to do all this.
Yeah, of course.
So if they hire you, you can go to them?
Yeah.
Can they go to you?
The way I look, and the other thing is we're in a point now, and I mentioned this earlier off camera, in that, hairstyles and clothing, because I have the ultimate hairstyle, which is
it looks good,
permanent. The hairstyles and clothing really aren't changing much. So all of these things, productions now last far longer. You go back to 1975, good luck, right? A couple of years and everything is out of date. But we now, if someone wouldn't spend what it costs to come and do, if someone wouldn't invest what it costs to be on TV for half an hour, and what's required is how inexpensive that is, they don't deserve success.
Interesting.
Don't deserve it.
Like they don't get it.
They don't. It's not. It's kind of like John Coyce, one of the best educators, will say, some people need teeth, some people deserve teeth, some people shouldn't have teeth. Which is shocking. Dentists in the room go, oh, what does that mean? And he has to explain it. But the same kind of thing. Well, if you're not willing to invest certain things in your practice, you don't deserve the success.
You ever heard of the Barbara Bush syndrome?
No.
It's a funny syndrome. It's like, Barbara Bush, when she was running, when her husband was running, George Bush, the first George Bush, is it senior, was running for president, they knew that she looked like his mother. Right?
Right.
So they hired PR people, and they said, everybody thinks it makes you look older because you're with this woman that looks like your mother. So the story is that they meet with Barbara Bush, and she says, okay, look, I already know why you're here. I'm going to tell you right off the bat, I'm not going to change my hair. I'm not going to start wearing makeup, and I'm not going to change the way I dress, but I'll do whatever you want me to do. Right? Exactly. It's the same thing with dentists. It's like some people are resistant to make any kind of change.
Yeah. And let's say, if I told the doctor, well, you can go from doing no $10,000 cases to doing multiple $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 cases a year, what would that be worth to you? And most of them throw out numbers about that, and then they say, well, but I really don't want to pay you, James, for the $6 grand it's going to cost to go through sales training. It just doesn't compute, right? Makes no sense.
Your people get returns
on their money? On that investment, on the sales training investment, it's many multiples. It's unbelievable how many.
Could I call some of the dentists you've worked with, your best clients, and they would say?
They would say, you're nuts if you don't do this. Say, you're nuts. It's the single best thing I ever did was take the sales training.
Well, I'm going to give you a big endorsement here. And just getting to know you today, you're the first consultant that reads books on sales. We talked about Covey. We talked about Blue Ocean Strategies. You've read all the books. You write books on it.
Right.
You're one of the only guys, I have to say, that gets it.
Well, and the thing is, right now we're in an age where there's an entire science going on about how people make decisions, because obviously business cares about this stuff. And you have people like Cialdini, which of course
He wrote Influence.
He wrote Influence and tons of others. Lesser known people like Sheena Iyengar, who's total science nerd, but she's bringing data to the table that if you look at that and bring it into how you sell, it makes a difference. So that's really what this is all about too, is just taking science that's already there, helping patients make better decisions because of it. So that's really what the books are about.
So if they call and want to get involved with you, they just call your number, you'll have like a consultation on the phone?
Call a number, or they can go online and request information.
Can you hear them for 15, 20 minutes and say, I think I could help you?
Absolutely. I mean, of course, I have a system for what they tell me to help me decide if I can help them. So.
Is there anybody you can't help?
Mostly it's either a mindset issue, or if they really are underwater financially, about to go bust, well, it's too late.
Who's the ideal client of yours?
Ideal client is between 40 50 years old. They've just gone through a bunch of advanced training and have top of the line technology and equipment, and now they need cases.
Okay, good. I want to thank you. Very interesting.
Thanks. Thank
Good
you.
for you.